President-elect Trump's pick for border czar Tom Homan toured the U.S. southern border alongside Texas Governor Greg Abbott Tuesday. Homan was critical of the Biden administration's handling of the border and vowed to take action before the Trump administration takes over next year.
President Trump's going to come in January, like the governor says. We're not waiting until January. We're already talking. We're already planning. We're going to put a plan in place and secure this nation at the highest level it's ever seen.
Homan also reiterated the incoming administration's plans to carry out mass deportations of undocumented migrants in the U.S. CBS News correspondent Omar Villafranca is at the border in Eagle Pass, Texas. Omar, what do we know about the Trump administration's plans to secure the border, as Homan said during his visit today?
Well, of course, Lindsay, there's nothing concrete that we can point to, but we're basically going off what they have said in various interviews. And something that Homan said today is that day one, he wants things working to where the deportation plans start. He told the group here, which was DPS troopers and also state National Guards, that game on, and that day one there will be a mass deportation. Now, the details of that, that's where we're waiting to see how it's going to be carried out. One thing we have noticed in their language, though, there has been some nuance from the campaign trail to post-campaign. They are talking about, they're saying violent criminal aliens who came in illegally. And he also said if there are migrants out there who have rulings on their cases that their cases for asylum here have been denied and they've been ordered to leave, those are also people that they want to remove from the country and deport them.
What is the symbolism of Homan's visit alongside Governor Abbott Tuesday?
Well, keep in mind, we are 50-plus days from the start of the Trump administration, January 20th. But something he said here is that we're not waiting until January 20th and then start planning. He said the Trump administration, the incoming Trump administration, wants to have plans on the ground so that when President Trump is sworn in, the wheels can get moving. They don't want to have to turn everything on and then start moving things. He says he wants things in place. He says he's already talking to Kristi Noem, and he's working with Governor Greg Abbott here to see what they can do to get things up and going. From visiting this area here in Eagle Pass to another place in Edinburgh, too, checking on possible detention facilities that they have that could possibly be used as staging areas for this mass deportation operation. So he wants to get things up and going here, even though it's 50-plus days since when the Trump administration will take power.
On Truth Social Monday, Trump mentioned a caravan in Mexico that he says seems to be unstoppable, making its way toward the U.S. What do we know?
Well, listen, President Trump, elect Trump will say stuff like this. There's always a caravan that's always sort of forming in southern Mexico. There was one a few weeks ago as well. And this is something that immigration observers and people here, we pay attention to. One thing that's been pointed to is there's credit given to Mexico's government. They have been actively working with the U.S. government and working to kind of diffuse those migrant caravans. They don't let them on buses. They don't let them on trains that would come up towards American soil, and they're kind of holding them back and pushing them back and dispersing them that way. Another thing we're also seeing is that President Biden's protocols that he put in place in June, where if too many people are crossing over, no one can claim asylum, that is also working as well from what we're hearing from migrant groups here. Another thing that I'm hearing on the ground here in Texas, talking to some sheriff deputies here, they're starting to give credit to Operation Lone Star and saying that the show of force here to kind of deter people from coming in on certain areas may also be having a positive effect on keeping people back and keeping those numbers down. Because as you mentioned, and we've mentioned before in the past, the numbers of migrants coming over and crossing illegally and being apprehended is very, very low right now.
All right, Omar Villafranca, thank you.
Thank you.